Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news. Now folks, if you've been following the 49ers this season, you know that it's been a wild ride so far. And I mean wild in the most literal sense because, honestly, the amount of injuries San Francisco has faced has been staggering. We're talking about a team that's been bitten by the injury bug more than just about anyone else in the league. Over the past couple of seasons, it's almost become a recurring nightmare, injuries popping up week after week, putting key players on the sideline and forcing the coaching staff to adapt on the fly. This year, it's no different, and the injury list reads like a who's who of the 49ers star players. Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle, and Juwan Jennings. These guys, who are crucial to the team's offensive firepower, have all missed time within just 3 weeks of the season. And even though most of these injuries seem to be just minor setbacks, it's a stark reminder of how fragile NFL success can be when your roster isn't fully healthy. But the most impactful injury so far, that's undeniably Nick Bosa. The reigning Defensive Player of the Year, the anchor of the 49ers pass rush, suffered a torn ACL in Week 3. If you haven't seen it, it's heartbreaking. The team announced that Bosa underwent knee surgery today, and thankfully, Kyle Shanahan mentioned that the operation went great. But the reality is, this is a massive blow for San Francisco. Losing a player of Bosa's caliber isn't just losing a star, it's losing a cornerstone of your defense. His pass rushing ability, his presence on the edge, it's something that's hard to replace overnight, especially in the middle of a season when every game counts. And let's talk about what this means for the 49ers. They're a team that's been built around a dominant defensive line, with Bosa leading the charge. The question now is, how do they fill that void? The team has invested in their defensive line in this past draft, bringing in young talent like Michael Williams, but it's still an open question whether they can replicate Bosa's impact. The NFL is a league where depth is everything, especially on defense, and losing Bosa exposes some vulnerabilities. That's why trade rumors are swirling, and they're not just idle chatter. The front office has to consider making a move, and one name that's been floated around in this context is Azeez Ojulari. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Ajulari, isn't he still trying to find his footing after that season-ending toe injury with the Eagles? And yes, that's a fair point. Ajulari signed with Philadelphia this offseason on a relatively small deal, and he's yet to truly establish himself within the Eagles' pass rush rotation. To be honest, he's been a healthy scratch in 3 of their first 3 games, and he hasn't logged a single snap in the Eagles' games so far. But here's the thing, Ajulari isn't just some random player. He's proven in his past seasons with the Giants that he can be an impactful pass rusher. Over his career, he's accumulated 22 sacks, with at least 5 sacks in 3 of his 4 seasons with New York. That's not something to overlook. So why consider Ajulari? Well, first, his contract is pretty minimal. He's on a rookie deal that's affordable for a team like the 49ers. They wouldn't have to give up a ton of draft capital to bring him in, which is a big deal considering how costly some trade targets can be. Plus, he has experience rushing the passer, and if healthy, could be a valuable rotational piece alongside players like Michael Williams. His ability to add some punch off the edge could help fill the Bosa-sized void on the line. Sure, he might not be the superstar that Bosa is, but sometimes, a solid rotation player can make all the difference in a tight playoff race. And let's not forget, San Francisco is still undefeated at 3-0 going into Week 4. That's impressive, especially considering the obstacles they've faced. Their win against a not-so-stiff opponent in Week 3, combined with wins in the first 2 weeks, shows resilience. But the reality is, they're going to need that depth on the defensive line if they want to sustain this success and truly contend for another Super Bowl. Their season hinges on their ability to adapt, and adding a player like Ajulari could be just the move they need to keep their pass rush potent. Remember, The NFL is a league where depth and versatility often decide the outcome of games, especially in the postseason. Some fans might be worried about the fit, about whether Ajulari can come in and perform immediately. And that's a valid concern. But what's important here is the potential upside. If Ajulari can stay healthy and find his role in the system, he could be a real difference maker in the rotation. His past production shows he's capable of rushing the passer at a high level, and with the 49ers coaching staff, there's every chance they can quickly integrate him into their scheme. It's a gamble, sure, but one that could pay off big time. And given the urgency after losing Bosa, the 49ers might not have a choice. They may need to strike fast to shore up their pass rush. Looking ahead, it's easy to speculate that we might see this trade happen soon. The NFL trade deadline is always around the corner, and with the 49ers window for a championship opening wider than ever, they'll be looking to make moves that give them the best chance to finish the season strong. Ajulari's low cost, combined with his potential upside, makes him an attractive option, especially since the team's front office has demonstrated they're not afraid to make bold moves when the stakes are high. Of course, it's not just about filling the Bosa void. It's about maintaining that relentless pressure on opposing quarterbacks, disrupting their rhythm, and keeping that fierce edge that defines the 49ers' defense. If they can add someone like Ajulari, it could help them keep that pressure constant, even without Bosa in the lineup. And let's be honest, no team wants to face a pass rush that's missing its anchor and still manages to get consistent pressure. That's the kind of thing that can swing games and turn the tide of a playoff run. So, fans, what do you think? Are you excited about this possibility? Do you believe Ajulari can step in and make an impact? Or do you think the team should be looking elsewhere? In the end, it's all about how the 49ers respond to adversity and whether they can continue to adapt and improve. One thing's for sure, this season is shaping up to be one of the most intriguing in recent memory, and the moves they make now could define their fate. Keep your eyes peeled, because I wouldn't be surprised if we see some official news on this front very soon. The NFL doesn't wait, and neither do the 49ers when they're chasing another shot at that Super Bowl trophy. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news. We're in this journey together, and I'm excited to see what's next for this incredible team. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, go 49ers.